Hello all, greetings of the day. Welcome to the video series from Amrapali Group of Institutes. Myself Nandan Singh Dasira, Assistant Professor at Amrapali Institute of Technology and Sciences. Along with me I have my colleague Dr. Pramod Joshi. He is also Assistant Professor in our Computer Science Department. In this video, in the series, we will discuss about the implementation of the mathematical part into the programming language. So the video will be discussing about the circle algorithm and its implementation part in the computer science. So Professor Pramod Joshi will discuss about the implementation of the circle algorithm and how it can be used for designing the animation in the computer science.
So with the help of this graphics programming, what we can do, we can implement different programs that can be used as a screensaver or for serving different type of animation purposes.
Welcome students, let's start the discussion for the circle algorithm. So before going into the detail of the algorithm, let's revise the basic definition and the concepts of the circle definition. A circle is a locus of all the points equidistant from a central point. The distance between the midpoint and the circle border is called the radius. A line segment that has endpoints on the circle and passes through the midpoint is called the diameter. A line segment that has its endpoints on the circular border but does not pass through the midpoint is called a chord. So these are the basic definitions involved with the circle. Let's see the diagrammatic approach of these definitions. So this is the radius, this is the diameter, and this shall be the chord. Now, this is the property of the circle known as symmetry of circle. This property shall form the basis of the midpoint circle generation algorithm. It says that a line drawn at any angle that goes through its center is a line of symmetry. So a circle has infinite lines of symmetry. Let's consider this diagram to understand this definition or the property. Suppose we have a circle whose center lies at the origin of x-axis and y-axis. We have designed two lines, pink shaded lines, that is dividing this circle into 8 equal halves. So suppose we want to plot a point xy on the first quadrant, or we plot the point xy on the first quadrant, then by the property of symmetry of circle, the point can be plotted in the remaining 7 octants. Suppose if we have xy as the first point in the first quadrant, then the point can be plotted as y comma x in the second quadrant, minus y comma x in the third quadrant, minus x comma y in the fourth quadrant, minus x comma minus y in the fifth quadrant, minus y comma minus x in the sixth quadrant, y comma minus x in the seventh quadrant, and x comma minus y in the eighth quadrant. So as we see that we can plot the points in the remaining 7 octants with the help of symmetry of circle. So our algorithm, that is midpoint circle generation algorithm, shall form or shall take this property as the basis for designing or developing the circle. Now, this is the equation of the circle which we shall be using. The equation is x square plus y square minus r square. This is the equation of a circle whose center lies at the origin of x-axis and y-axis. Suppose we take any point xy which lies outside the circle, then the circle equation would be greater than 0. If the point xy lies inside the circle equation would be less than 0, and if the point xy is on the circle boundary, then the circle will result equal to 0. So this is the definition of the circle which we shall be using in our algorithm. This is the diagrammatic approach of the algorithm. Let's understand the few basic terminologies used in the algorithm. Here what we have done is that we have divided the x and the y quadrant into the pixel form. Each square over here represents a pixel. Suppose in the horizontal axis, that is the x-axis, the current pixel position is xk, current position is xk, and the next position would be xk plus 1. Similarly, in the vertical axis, the current position would be yk on the top. Here you can see that we are taking xk with the origin, however, the point yk is on the top. We are starting the y coordinate from the top. So the y coordinate will decrease its value while the x coordinate will increase its value. So suppose we have the current position xk, yk. So the next position in the yk would be yk minus 1. Now the parameters p1, xk, yk, parameters p2, xk plus 1, yk minus 1, parameters p3, xk plus 1, yk. These parameters represent the decision parameter. That is, if you are standing on a position xk and yk, then the next pixel value to be plotted would be decided by taking the value of p into the account. So let's see the algorithm. Here we have an algorithm. It says that input radius r with circle center xc and yc, and plot the first point on the circumference of the circle as 0, r. So we are starting, the first pixel would be 0, r. We are starting from the y coordinate, from the top y coordinate, by plotting our first pixel 0, r. Step 2 says calculate the initial value of the decision parameter. The variable p, which we have seen in the earlier diagram, it says that calculate its initial value by the formula 5 by 4 minus r. So the next point to be plotted would be decided by the value of this parameter p0. This is the most important step in the entire algorithm. It says that if the value of the decision parameter, that is pk, is less than 0, then the next point to be plotted is xk plus 1, yk. That is, will increment the x value while the y value will remain the same. And the next decision parameter would be calculated using the formula pk plus 1 equals to pk plus twice of xk plus 1 plus 1. Otherwise, that is, if the value is not less than 0, it is greater than 0, then the next point to be plotted would be xk plus 1, yk minus 1. That is, will increase the x value, however, the y value will be decremented by 1. And the next decision parameter would be calculated using the formula pk plus 1 equals to pk plus 2xk plus 1 minus 2yk plus 1 plus 1. So this is the very important step in the entire algorithm, where we calculate the value of the decision parameter, and based on the value of the decision parameter, the next point or the next pixel to be plotted is decided. Step 4 says determine symmetry points in the other 7 octants. That is the property of circle which we have seen earlier in the slides, that is symmetry of circle. Step 4 uses this property to determine the symmetry points in the remaining 7 octants. Step 5 says move each calculated pixel position xy onto the circular path centered at xc, yc, and plot the coordinate values x equals to xc, y equals to y plus yc. It says that if you don't want your center to be at origin, that is, you want your center of the circle to be situated or to be located at xc, yc, then you can move the calculated pixel values to xc and yc by using these formula. Step 6 says repeat step 3 through 5 until x is greater than or equal to y. So we need to repeat the calculation of the pixel position until x is greater than or equal to y. So this is the algorithm which is used to generate the circle by calculating the pixel positions one by one. I hope we all have understood this algorithm. Now let's go to the C language editor to implement the algorithm. So welcome students. Let's see the implementation of this program in the C language. So this is the program for the algorithm which we have designed. Before going into details of the circle implementation, let's see how a graphic program works. So whenever you write a graphic program, it is very important to include the header file, that is graphics.h, in your program. This file includes all the library functions which are used or which is required to run a graphics program. Apart from this, when we move into the program, it is very important to initialize the graphics mode and the graphics driver. And whenever we write or we want to plot something or print something, it is very important to initialize the graph. So this is the function init graph which is used to initialize the graph. So once the graphics has been initialized, we can move further for designing or printing any kind of graphics in our computer program. So let's go to the output screen and see how the function works. Suppose it is asking for the coordinates, that is coordinates of the center of the circle. Suppose we enter 300, 300 as the center of the circle, and now for the radius, let's enter the value 100 as the radius. So as we all see that it is trying to print the circle pixel by pixel. It is plotting the circle pixel by pixel. Therefore we can see a small zigzag line. It is circular but it is showing some small zigzag lines. So we are plotting the first quadrant. Now the second quadrant is produced by the blue color, and the image of this yellow and blue is produced as the red color, which was the third quadrant and the fourth quadrant, and the mirror image of all these four quadrants is printed by the green color at the bottom. So this is the way how we can develop a circle using the midpoint circle generation algorithm. So students, this is the way we implement the mathematical concepts in our programming languages. So to discuss further how this algorithm can be used for developing the animations or any kind of pictures, any kind of motion images in circular diagram, we have Dr. Pramod Joshi with us, and he shall be explaining you the remaining applications of this program into the animation development. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nandan. Dear students, now I'll be showing you some examples of this circle generation algorithm, with the help of which we can understand how the circle algorithm works. So here we are not using the circle algorithm to draw a circle, but we'll be using an inbuilt function, that is circle. It takes three arguments: the center coordinates and the radius of the circle. Just have a look at this output of this program. Then after this we'll be explaining the code. Just run this program. It displays you different circles at different locations with different colors and different sizes. And this program works as a screensaver. This program will disappear, or the screen will disappear, as soon as you press a key from the keyboard. Now let's try to understand this program. Here what we are doing is we are simply initializing the graphics mode with the help of this function known as init graph. Then we are establishing a loop, and this loop will run until we press a key, and that can be done with the help of a function known as kb hit. It recognizes a key press. And then we draw a circle at x, y, and this x and y are randomly generated with a function known as random. And the radius is also generated with the function random. Now, that's how we are able to draw the circle with different sizes and at different locations. Then we are using a function that is set fill style, that is there to set the style of the circle, that is the patterns and how it will be filled up. Then we are using the function that is fluid fill, with the help of which we are printing the circle or drawing the circle with the desired color. Then we have a function delay, so that there will be a delay between each circle painting. So just have a look at this program again. Now you will be able to understand this program. So this is a basic program that can be drawn with the help of this circle algorithm. Second, we have one more program for this. This is the second program, and here what we are doing is we are generating circles in this patterns, and again this program will run until we press a key, that is again this KB head function. Let's try to understand this program as well. Here again we are setting the style for printing the text, and then we are printing a text that is a message to press a key to stop the program. Again we have a while loop that will run until we press a key. Then we are setting a random color to print the circle, and then we have set up a loop that will print the circles. Now we have a function circle that is printing the circle at a location n and x and y with an increasing radius, so that the circle seems to be growing in size. And again, whenever we are printing 50 consecutive circles, then we are changing the color, and that's the impact of this program. Just have a look again. Now this program, now you will be able to understand that there are different colors after 50 consecutive circles. Now we have one more program with the help of which we can draw a face, and this is the program. Just let's try to understand this program as well. Just have a look at the output of this program first. Here we have a smiley face. For this, we are setting the color to yellow because we need the circle in the yellow color. Then we are printing a circle with a radius of 40 at the location 300, 100. Then we are setting the fill style by solid fill with the yellow color. Then it will fill the color with the help of this fluid fill function. Then we are setting the color to the black for printing of the eyes and other part of the face. Let's have a look at this program again. So here how you can print a beautiful face in your C programming language. Hope you understand these programs well. Thank you. Have a nice day.